Today in the battle arena, we have the swinging heroes from two very different universes. One from Queens, New York, and the other living in the inner walls of dystopia. We have the teenage web-swinging hero, Spiderman, going up against the slashing and hacking soldier of Survey Corps, Levi from Attack on Titan. Who's going to come out on top? Well, stay tuned. Let's find out. What's up, guys? I'm Drew. This is DanCo. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching our channel. If you enjoyed this video today or videos you've seen in the past, please make sure to subscribe, hit the like button, the thumbs up, and turn on notification bell, and also comment below other battle arena fights that you want to see in the future. Thanks again for hanging out with us today, and let's jump right in. So I think we should get started with Levi. Our channel is pretty knowledgeable about Spider-Man. We've done a lot of videos. This one. We've done a lot. And so you might not know as much about Levi from Attack on Titan. So who is this Levi guy, and why is this actually a decent fight between him and Spider-Man? Well, besides the spider bite and the costume, they actually have a good bit in common. Levi is a part of the Survey Corps that patrols and protects humanity's last safe haven from the Titans. So let's talk about one of the most common things when it comes to Levi and Spider-Man, and it's their maneuvering skills, their way of getting around from place to place, their skills or tactics when it comes to being fast, being speedy. Levi is extremely skilled with his gear called the vertical maneuvering gear, or some people call it the omnidirectional mobility gear, the ODM gear. There's a lot of different names for it, even the 3DM gear. Levi can dart through buildings, through the forest with ease and with crazy speed. Levi's speed is like so fast, he's able to dodge bullets. Levi's speed levels the playing ground when it comes to blindsiding and sneak attacks. Dodging projectiles and bullets and attacks is Levi's specialty. But not only is Levi fast, he's equipped with two razor-sharp blades. Practically, they can cut through anything. Really, the only place on the Titan that's vulnerable is the back of the neck. And when it comes to slicing and dicing, it's not just a manic and chaotic thing. Levi executes with precision and accuracy. Not only is Levi fast, he is like superhuman strong. He's not on Spider-Man's level of strength, but his feats are not worth ignoring. He uses his blades to cut through Titans' jaws, their fingers, their necks. These Titans are angry, they're strong, they're wild. Like, think of the Giant Man from Civil War. So like Ant-Man, but like huge. But it's like that plus better. Their maneuvering skills are fast, they're mantic. Giant Man seems to be kind of slow and lethargic. I mean, we even see Spider-Man against Giant Man for a second, but I mean, look at these Titans. It's a totally different thing. These things are stupid fast and honestly kind of scary. They're just a whole nother beast that we're dealing with here. The fact that they're actually really strong, really crazy, Levi has taken on multiple at a time. Without even being touched, he's been able to cut through two different Titans with one move. Levi is literally in a league of his own. He's human, but he's next level strength, speed, and skill. While these things are definitely Levi's like main feats, one of the things we have to talk about is his durability. It's probably not as big of a deal as his strength and his speed, but it's definitely something to mention as well. I'm not saying that he's human level durability. He's actually stronger and tougher than that. He's taking attacks from Titans. It literally only broke his ankle. He also carries these things called thunder spears that make a huge explosion, and Levi was able to actually tank one of those explosions point blank. So now that you kind of have an idea who Levi is from Attack on Titan, let's talk about Peter Parker, our very own Spider-Man. I'm just going to give you a few reminders and maybe some specific things that will be beneficial for him in this fight against Levi. Peter Parker is a high schooler, but after the spider bite, he's not just a kid anymore. He's superhuman. He is the full package, the strength, the durability, the skill, and the wit, let's be honest. So we're talking about Tom Holland's Spider-Man. Also, we're talking about Spider-Man without the Stark suit. I feel like you give Spider-Man the Stark suit and you're putting Captain America inside of Tony Stark's Iron Man costume, and it's just really not super fair. So we're going to do Spider-Man like exactly how good Spider-Man is without any of the advantages of the suit. So we know Spider-Man is superhuman, but what does it look like in this fight? Spider-Man, Peter Parker, does stuff like this. This is technically his Avengers audition tape, stopping a car before it collides into a bus. How do we keep forgetting these things about Spider-Man? Like, I think we're just infatuated with Tom Holland more than we are the feats of actually how strong Spider-Man is. Spider-Man held together a fairy. Like, he's really strong. He's lifted several tons off of himself when he was fighting against the Vulture. Spider-Man has went up against some of the biggest heroes in the MCU and some of the biggest villains of the MCU, and he's still around to tell the story. He's actually notoriously the one who took away the gauntlet from Thanos. He actually pulled Thanos' gauntlet off for just a second, but this is Spider-Man. This is Peter Parker. This is how strong he is. Another situation that's really similar for Peter and Levi is Spider-Man's fight against Giant Man. Like I mentioned earlier, Spider-Man went up against Giant Man, who is aka Ant-Man, but like scaled up really, really large. Due to Spider-Man's lack of focus and honestly just his distracted personality, he gets backhanded in a big way accidentally by Giant Man as he's falling down. Just to think, if he were to land that punch purposefully, how crazy that would have been. Outside of Spider-Man's Stark suit, he's still superhuman fast. His speed is comparable to Captain America, so is his strength, but his dodging is even faster because he truly has this spider sense. So his spidey sense gives him the ability to kind of get a heads up of dodging bullets and dodging attacks, just like he did here against Mysterio, controlling all of his drones. While Peter Parker's strength is often looked over in the MCU, also his intellect is looked over as well.
You know what I think is really cool? This webbing. The tensile strength is off the charts. Who manufactured that?
I did.
He even made a more dangerous version of the suit that Tony gave him. Tony himself even considered him to be a candidate for MIT. So, like, there's a lot of wit that comes from Peter Parker. So what happens if these two meet up on the street, head to head? We have Spider-Man in this corner. We have Levi in this corner. Who's going to come out on top? Well, Levi is a freak. Let's be honest. He is super fast. He's super strong. And he fights with such a force and extremity that, like, it's kind of hard to stop. He seems like he's bloodlusted all the time, and Spider-Man's just not that way. Spider-Man is too laid back, too low-key. And there's definitely moments when Spider-Man gets his head in the game, gets really serious. But to be honest, Levi is going to be quite a handful for Peter. But there's definitely some advantages Peter has. See these two meet up. Peter's going to have an advantage just because of his distance. He has the web shooters. He can probably tie up Levi, keep him pinned for a minute. But we can't forget that Levi has these super sharp razor blade swords that will probably cut through this with ease, to be honest. And that's only to say if Spider-Man's actually able to catch Levi. Levi's speed is probably faster than Spider-Man. He's able to dodge bullets. He's able to dodge attacks from different Titans. And he's able to fight back these Titans pretty severely and pretty quickly. So Peter's fight with Giant Man was sort of long. It was pretty difficult. He kind of missed the mark a lot. But he had to think of a way to overcome Giant Man that was beyond just strikes, beyond just attacks. He had to attach his feet, kind of like the Star Wars AT-ATs cabled it up to make it trip, and that's a similar thing they did with Giant Man here. You know, Levi would probably just go straight to slashing and hacking if something like that happened. Speaking of slashing and hacking, let's look at some of Levi's speed with his swords. So in this scene, he's able to make cuts in 0.09 seconds. That means that he's able to cut down this Titan's arm, each swing being at 0.014 seconds.
Hello?
So this is like speeds that we don't really get to see from Spider-Man. But another thing that is at play here is Spider-Man's spidey sense. Is his spidey sense good enough to dodge attack from Levi? Seeing the way that Levi moves around throughout his surroundings and how fast he is, and honestly how ruthless he is, kind of like we mentioned before, how bloodlusted he is. I mean, Spider-Man's super fun to watch. He's super exciting, super charismatic. He's young and fun. I think that he'll be too busy making jokes and asking silly questions while Levi would just immediately make a deadly blow. And so for that reason, I'm going to have to go with Levi today. Levi wins. Hey, but let me know what you guys think. Do you think that Spider-Man wins this battle, or do you think that Levi wins? Make sure to drop that down in the comments below. Also, if he were to use this Stark suit, how much of a win would Spider-Man win against Levi?
Or you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine.
Like, would it be just not fair because of the suit's too OP? Or do you think that Levi still has a chance against the Stark suit Spider-Man? Make sure to drop that in the comments below. Also, while you're down there, please add more suggestions that you want to see here in the Battle Arena, whether it be anime, more Marvel, DC, or video game characters, or real life animals. We have a few of those as well. Make sure to drop those in the comments. Be sure to subscribe, to like this video, hit the thumbs up, and turn on post notifications so you can see more videos here in the Battle Arena every single week. And until then, we'll see you next time.